Hello, and welcome to yet another Toon Kind at 12 FPS. I am Spec, one of your co-hosts for tonight, and I am joined by the lovely, the wonderful, the I would commit atrocities for them, and we have both been very scattered, but we're getting this FPS in, watch us. The beloved.
Hi. I'm Magic. Also I can say, look in a mirror to Spec. Um,
You know
uh,
what? It's late enough, I'm not gonna even argue. I look in the mirror.
hey, look, a beloved. Um,
There's two beloveds posing in front of the mirror. Selfie time.
relentless pose for both of us.
Yeah.
I don't know if you introduced your character. Again, a little
Oh,
scattered. Um,
we'll get back to. I don't think I've done I like every time I do an intro, I forget to introduce my character. You go
Fine.
first, and then we'll do my usual
Uh,
gag of introducing afterwards.
I am playing, what has been described as a masked penguin, known as Ollo. They're here to
And
help.
and I am playing the one who needs help, a certain teen detective Quinn, who not helping what you would normally think for Quinn. No. We're not discussing that angst. That's no. No, I just hand a disaster. He's a detective. That's enough said. Okay, don't even need to elaborate. He's a detective in the aberration investigation server. So he automatically comes with a long list of things I need help.
Hey, do you know what's funny? I almost put something along those lines in the intro for the announcement. I legit almost put that in the announcement. Quinn, a detective from the AI server.
I mean, I look at all the detectives in the AI server. None of them are okay.
I
None
think
of them
I think
are
one of
okay.
my also deleted sentences was the detective Quinn, like a lot of people in UPA. That was my other sentence I was going to write. Um,
Just absolutely scalped him. Wonderful. I love it.
anyway.
I'm glad to know I'm playing my character consistently. And I should note this is the teen detective Queen, not to be confused with my other disaster detective. Um, so
Real. Which one
because
is the real disaster?
they fight for title of the Spec disaster detective. Anyways, I'm sorry. I have to do the intro every time I introduce one of them as a detective of some sort because it's just become a running gag at this point that I have to. Anyways, Quinn is a detective, enough said, but for those who are not, who don't maybe know a lot about the aberration investigation server of the Toonkind, or or even if you do know, you haven't listened to a game yet because you listened to one game and there's at least one disaster detective in there.
we
Even
have
if they're
a
just mentioned, they exist.
we have a good ratio of disaster detectives in here.
Yeah, disaster detectives to not disaster detectives.
Mhm. I nod in the background.
Um, they have this trope need to solve cases no matter what and work themselves to death.
Like
So you know what
the
that
the
means.
uh the noir variety of detective. Uh-huh. Okay.
Yes, the tasty version. Which you know what that means. So, with that preface said, um, I sit here full of chaos.
Yes.
I think we deserve this FPS. I think that we deserve this chaos. So I'm gonna let me just paint a little picture for you, my beloveds.
All
Let
right.
me just.
Sure.
I'm such a I'm rambling so much right now.
Oh,
Um,
same mood. Big mood.
we are just as chaotic as the detectives at this point. We
Yes.
have gotta look away from the gallery. We're once again finding ourselves in Town because it's the Aberration Investigation server when it's probably in Town. Plus, that is where Quinn is currently spending most of his time. Mostly because of certain. Gotta look away from the gallery. I'm so sorry to all future listeners. um,
I steer you away from the
words.
gallery and place you down in the roll zone.
Yes, I'm in the roll zone now. I'm
You've
staring
been
at this wonderful
deposited.
title card made by KT. Um,
Yes, thank you, KT, for the wonderful title card.
Starting from the beginning. Villestown, which he's been staying there recently because of a certain mouse detective, Minami. He's not staying with her, but he may have gotten slightly attached and also wants friends. And and just and there's
Banned. All
for
of you.
for
Banned.
future listeners context for why I'm dying. For those who don't know, the other disaster detective earlier I was talking about is a private investigator Grimtone, who is a follower of Pritch, which means I have to watch the gallery. So I've gotten into a bad habit of watching the gallery, and if I see an alert, I have to go check it. Um, this is not good when I'm playing anyone but Tome, like right now, because the gallery is very chaotic and can be very distracting. Anyways, let me reward. Quinn is not staying with Minami, but he has been hanging out with her because friend good.
When?
Um, also, lore good. He he enjoyed meeting with the funky person who liked the motorcycle. It made him happy. Not to mention, he kind of needs to apologize to someone, but that's for later time. Town seems to have a really, really high amount of murders and other crimes. Not what you would expect from Town, but it's almost like it's a relevant plot place for a bunch of detectives. So he's been he's been staying there trying to get some work done, which is exactly what he's doing right now. There is currently not a murder scene where he stands because oh my god, okay, because I love how Magic's just watching me die and is just sitting there in silence, like just watching this.
I'm so sorry. You have really good words and very good descriptions. And I hold you very soft.
For future listeners, context once again. Someone just sent art of Quinn as I'm talking about Quinn, and it murdered me a bit. But we're fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh,
I'm
that's a boy.
dying a little.
Oh, that's a
It is a boy.
boy. Certified
Have
boy.
did I forgot that? Did I ever show you what Quinn looked like?
You
Hold
did
up.
not.
This is
You did
this.
not.
Hi. We are currently. Let me check the recording. Um, 8 minutes into this FPS, and my co-host is just now seeing what my character looks like.
I meant to ask you earlier, but I fucking
We're extremely prepared for this.
we know exactly what we're doing. Trust us.
We're extremely prepared for this. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Whew. We are dying a normal amount, actually.
I can calm down. This is something I'm perfectly capable of. I swear. Okay.
This is going great.
Alright.
Um,
Alright. Okay.
this is this is going great. Uh, oh my gosh. I'm grabbing 2 more images of the boy because I feel like you deserve to actually see the better art of the boy.
What are you talking about? It's all tasty.
Oh no, you'll see what I mean because oh my sweet goodness, was these two drawn so deliciously.
Um, as a
I
wise man once said, "Oh boy, two cakes."
It is two cakes. Eat the two cakes.
Yay!
Anyways, I can focus. I swear. I promise. I can focus. I promise. Um, Quinn is currently. I like to imagine he has this like very much case. I can speak words. Um, Case file in his hands, and it's very much the trope version of it. You know, the little tan folder full of papers and everything. Because yes, Quinn is a real kind. He's also an inkwell. If he's given a case, it's going to be in that file. He doesn't make the rules. He tried once to try and shift it into a different bag or like not bag, like a folder or something, and it probably put it in a bag once. And he just looked down and it was a case file again. Inkwell said, "No, you are in a welcome to Inkwell." Um. Anyways, he's very much um on honestly probably just standing on like the sidewalk or something. He doesn't even he doesn't even like sit down for this. He just is just standing there, case file open, flipping through it because he's just recently left a murder, and he needs time to try and solve this. He had to step away because the murder was not going to be solved that day. It was very obvious. Sometimes murders take place over multiple days. Well, not the murders, but the same case solving happens. Probably happens. Anyways, I can word.
You're fair, and I pat you. I pat
It
you
probably
so
happened at
much.
night, and it's like midday now. Quentin has not been sleeping. Um,
Hi.
hey, we need him
Hey,
to be a disaster. He's a disaster. I present a disaster. He's a
thanks.
detective in an aberration investigation. This should not be a surprise.
Damn.
Anyways, he he's very much just completely focused on this. I'm gonna actually roll a perception at a disadvantage and see just how focused he is on this.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Really, really, Quinn, really. For my dear listeners, that disadvantage was a 17.
I mean, you could say fuck the dice.
I'm giving him I'm giving him a point of exhaustion. I am listening to the gallery. Um he's getting a point of exhaustion now. Maybe you shouldn't say that, gallery, if you don't want me to do it. He's real kind. He can't just pull two nonsense to stay awake. Uh,
Mm, I do wiggle.
I wiggle back.
Okay. Okay. Question, is Quinn like sitting still or like moving? Um,
Probably at least pacing. I love Quinn. He cannot stand still. Correction, he can stand still, but if he is, his hands are definitely tapping a lot. So he could be standing still. His fingers are just fidgeting a lot.
mhm.
He keeps flipping the case file back and open, clicking his tongue, making little vocal ticks as he kind of just messes around with the paper, trying to turning it upside down, holding the case file at different angles. He has like a pen. He's just writing notes on. He's very focused. He's had his little face is all serious.
Mhm. Okay. I am going to roll an unintentional stealth and see what happens from there. All right. That's a 4. No. All right. My boy has rolled a 1 unnatural. Uh,
I
a
have
1.
advantage because
Uh,
wow, I
I wanted to do a funny bit, but I guess I don't get to do funny bits in this household. That
Quinn's a
one's a
detective.
17. Uh,
Yeah, meets it beats it. Um,
hey, all right. I will say how this goes is probably Quinn is very focused on this paper. right now. And like he's turning it, he's doing something, and like it's probably just like the slightest sense of like feeling something off in the surrounding vicinity. um, would he like to unfocus on the paper?
No, he's staying focused on the paper. Let him
Okay.
suffer.
um, give me a
Good there,
second. Could there?
buddy. Good there, buddy.
I'm sorry.
I was asking if you're good.
Yeah. Are you good? You were kind of cutting out.
I'm good. Oh, okay. Sorry, that's my mic. It sometimes cuts out.
Ah.
Okay, we're good. We are so scatterbrained. What are we talking about? I think we were talking about our. We just kind of jumped back and forth a lot.
Okay. Okay. Um. Okay. Okay. Um. Quinn is currently looking down at the case files. While doing murder investigation, he has not slept. Ollo, who Quinn has not noticed, is currently sort of like uh standing like right next to Quinn. He hasn't fucking noticed.
Perception. I'm
Um,
just gonna roll a normal perception.
I don't think that does it.
Does not notice. He's really focused on that case.
Um, Ollo is standing here. I am going to roll medicine. Um, and as I roll this medicine, without any sort of preamble, that is a nat one. I really do not have rights in this house. Um,
Oh,
so Ollo has no idea what the fuck's wrong with this man. Um, you,
I mean,
Quinn, Quinn,
I'm
you
gonna get
hear.
murdered for saying this.
Mhm,
Fair warning, some angst. But it is Quinn. He's pretty good at hiding when he does not feel well.
mhm. Noted. Um, Quinn, right next to your face, you hear a. Let me get a second to get my Ollo voice. Are you all right? You appear to be fidgeting a lot.
Okay, I need to make a whiz save because the only thing Quinn gave me is holy shit. I need to make a whiz save. Me remembering his whiz and that his because he has ability checks at disadvantage because of exhaustion. That's a 2.
Oh God. Oh no.
Quinn. Okay, even if it's not disadvantage, I point the 2 as the first one rolled. Wait, what are ability checks versus saves? Beloved, you explain that in the things while I continue using the 2 because that was the first one rolled. Um, he quite literally. This is a real kind. Um, he does not have that toonish thing where he can jump into the air and express his fear. No, he just straight up just jumps back and screams. Um, and he stares and he slams the case closed as he kind of like holds it close to his chest and stares at you with like wide eyes, like kind of
Oh.
one leg raised, and just looking at you like,
Oh, I am
what
sorry.
the heck?
That was not my intention. Are you quite all right? I
I
did not mean to startle you.
let me roll a deception real quick.
Also, this is what you're faced with.
That's a
Um,
beloved right there.
Okay.
So this is gonna be a disadvantage. Right, right, beloved?
Uh,
To like hide something. Deception. Okay,
yes,
thank you.
that would. Yeah.
That would be a 9.
I rolled a 21 on an insight.
I think you can tell. Okay, so Quinn is very, very flustered, and his face is bright red as he kind of brushes himself off and kind of does a little shoulder, just kind of rolls his shoulders back to and rubs at his eyes. I'm quite fine. You can tell instantly he is not fine. You just scared the living shit out of him.
Are you sure? You do not look fine.
I'm I'm very sure. He is lying. I give him a roll again. That was a 9. He is lying.
um, all you see this strange person with the bird mask, kind of like tilt their head to the side at a perfect 45-degree angle. And
Quinn's eyes widen a bit because he still does not always get it tunes. Tunes still confuse him some. A little
uh,
cackle, my beloved.
um, I do quite believe you are lying, but I will not press further if you do not want me to.
I, I, I was simply a little startled.
You jumped quite a lot for being a little startled. Are you all right?
I'm, I'm fine. Yes.
Would you like some water? Um, and they reach between
Oh,
a small fold in their clothes and pulls out a thing of water.
rolling deception again. Welcome to We Make Quinn Accept Help, and that's a 10.
Mhm.
Quinn very much waves his hand and goes, "No, no, I'm good." He is very much staring at the water, and you can tell he's thirsty.
This person stares for a moment and like offers the water out, and it's just the bottle is unopened. If that is what you're worried about.
Okay. So Quinn mused his hand at me. That was one of the things he was worried about. Um, Detectives have a normal amount of trust issues, Your Honor. Um, and he very much kind of just fidgets with his hands a bit as he tucks the case under his arm and just kind of looks at the water before kind of shaking his head and goes, "No, really, you don't need to worry."
uh, they stare for a moment, and their head tilts to a 45-degree angle in the other direction. Um,
Beloved.
um, but you are obviously not doing well right now, and I'd prefer it if you were in full health.
It's right. There's a blink and a small yawn because he made me yawn. I'm perfectly fine. This is fine. This is no. I don't need water. Thank you very much. I don't need any water. I need what I need
Are
to
you
do is I
sure?
need to focus on this case. I'm
Hydration can
very
help you
sure.
focus.
No, 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 no. It's good.
God. No. I will strangle this boy. Um,
Quinn Muse self care. Not right now. Uh,
if you have a weary mind, it could cause you to not be able to fully perform.
yeah, I can fully perform just like this.
Are you sure? You seemed quite
I
sure you could lie to me earlier, but you have not been able to.
make it whiz. Make it whiz 1 second of that. Ouch. He blinks and kind of pulls his head back a bit. It gives another yawn, but as he covers his mouth slightly.
You seem quite
I,
tired.
no, I'm not tired.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure. I can lie if I want. I don't want to, but I could.
This bird mask person stares into Quinn's soul with their, like, with the hollow, dark eyes of their mask.
I'm just sweating.
Did you not just attempt to lie a moment ago?
He's even more.
God. Like, this just stares. Just stares.
Quinn sweating.
Would you prefer a food item instead?
I I really don't need anything. You're worrying over nothing.
Uh, Give me a second. I do not believe I am
He's
worrying
lying
over
still.
nothing. If you are still some form of injured. Are you sick? Um,
No, I'm not sick.
are you quite sure? A lack of
I'm
want to
quite.
self-care can also mean a sign of sickness.
No, I am. I'm good. I don't get sick.
Uh,
And he's very much holding
Stare.
his. He's just holding on to his onto his case file under his arm, kind of looking at you with crossed arms. Now,
Are you
but
quite
his,
sure? You appear to be real kind.
uh, yes, I'm real kind. What does that have to do anything?
Typically, real kind are more prone to getting sick than tunes, unless it is plot appropriate.
Well, I'm not sick, so
Uh, God, mm, they are still holding out this water bottle. They have not moved an inch.
Quinn sweating. Uh, okay. If I take the water, will you stop worrying?
uh, they stare for a moment. Uh, I will stop worrying for the moment, yes, but I am very concerned about your safety.
You don't need to worry about my safety
Why not?
because I can take care of myself.
I do not underestimate your ability to do so, but you should still take care of yourself better than you are currently.
I'm taking my care of myself perfectly.
I'm rolling a medicine.
You do it, please.
I'm
At
rolling
advantage, because he's
med.
already proven he's lying a lot.
What the fuck? Ollo, buddy.
I'm looking
That's
away.
a 10.
I'm looking away if you want.
Mm-hmm. There is a this there is a very heavy stare from this individual, and gently they take your hand and press the water bottle into it.
Quinn takes it and just kind of inspects it. And I already know it's safe, but I want to roll investigation
Mm-hmm.
anyways. because I want an excuse to use at least one of his disgusting modifiers.
Um,
Okay.
for that double 26. Um,
The dice said
that's
26 and 26 only. Um, it's a safe water bottle.
it's a
Quinn
normal, probably store-bought water bottle, unopened. The seal hasn't been broken. Nothing. It's just
Quinn
a normal
relaxes.
ass water
Quinn
bottle.
relaxes some and just very very slowly opens it up and takes starts drinking. And I'm gonna make a whiz to see how fast he chugs that. Um, followed by a con. Oh wow, beloved. Okay, let me do con.
Oh, beloved.
Okay, he does not choke. He very much starts drinking it very quickly, and you realize you were right. This kid was probably very dehydrated.
Um, uh, Ollo is just, oh dear, you should probably drink another one. And they pull another one out of their
No,
coats.
no, no. It's fine. Really, really, it's fine. That was plenty.
It really was not. If you were dehydrated, then you should drink more water.
I'm not dehydrated. I know what dehydration looks and feels like. It's not this. This is no. I'm just focused right now.
Are you focused to the point of lacking self-care?
I I self care.
Do you?
Yes, I've already proven that.
When is the last time you've slept? When is the last time you've ate? Have you brushed your teeth recently?
Quinn is just handing me, kind of just staring at the ground slightly in thought. Um, and then I'm gonna roll another deception to see how well he hides the fact that he's internally going through his little scatterbrained mind, because his brain's very scattered at this point. He is acting very contained. Internally, his brain is going absolutely wild. Yeah, that's a nat one. This kid does not actually know the answer to that. If he does, he does not want to say it.
Mm. I do not currently have any food items with me, but we should get you somewhere to eat.
No, no, I'm good. I really, I have to focus on this case, and I've got food back at my place. It'll be fine. Things, no
This
worries.
masked bird person puts their incredibly soft and kind of plush hands, they could be mistaken for like a stress toy or something, uh, on your shoulders. You are
Quinn is
not operating
staring.
at you are, also I need to mention Ollo is 6'8". um, I feel like
Holy
this is something I
shit!
should say.
Holy shit!
uh,
That is that is 9 inches taller than Quinn. Quinn
listen,
is just
listen.
staring.
I did this as a fucking gag. Yeah. Um,
Kristen's almost as tall as Tome. What is this shit?
mm, um,
Continue,
yes.
beloved.
Uh, you are currently not operating at full capacity. If you are not operating at full capacity, it may be a detriment to continue working on your case rather than leaving it for another day.
No, no, I gotta solve this soon. I gotta.
What
I
happens
don't
if you
know.
make mistakes because of your tiredness?
I don't make mistakes.
Uh, they tilt their head. Uh, then was your lack of memory of the last time you ate, slept, or brushed your teeth not a mistake?
Quinn is handing me such defensiveness. He is very much crossing his arms right now, giving you a look.
Apologies. Um, they take their hand off off his shoulders. But you should very much self-care, if not for yourself, at least for the people around you.
good a response because Quinn just handed me thinking about Minami looking at him with the sad, disappointed eyes, and he broke a little. So, um,
Yeah. Yeah.
Quinn voice. I can't disappoint Minami. Then she'll be sad.
I cackle.
There is a small sigh. I'm fine, really.
But you are not.
No, no, I am fine. I just a little exhausted, that's all.
Would you like to go sit down somewhere temporarily? You seem to be yawning quite a lot.
No, no, I'm good.
You say this, but I have a feeling you're rolling a con.
You
Um,
know what? I'm rolling a con. I'm rolling a con right now.
damn it.
Well, I know how to flavor this because I already told you what would happen eventually.
Mhm.
Um, Quinn goes to argue, and then he lets out one more yawn and collapses straight forward.
Okay. Do I have to roll a dex, or can I just catch him?
I will let you choose. You can roll a dex and see how well it goes, but I can say you catch him either way.
Would this be a saving throw or just a check? Uh,
Whichever one has more.
all right. Saving throw. That's a 10. Wow, I'm being bullied today. Um, I
I look
think
away.
I think it's like 'cause Ollo wasn't anticipating it, and sometimes their brain don't work as fast as it should. Um, and it takes them like a second to clock like, oh shit, he's falling. And like just very careful, like very suddenly stops him from actually collapsing on the concrete. And then carefully picks him up the rest of the way, just sort of like holds. Um, it's just hmm.
It is
Uh, yeah.
absolutely out cold. Um, with him now passed out, you can tell he's a lot more exhausted than he was letting on.
Mhm.
Even though he's really bad at showing it, it's Quinn. I love him. Is naturally very good at this,
Mhm.
and he was hiding at least some of the signs. Was absolutely exhausted. He still has the case file in hand. He somehow kept it while falling, but he
Mhm.
just kind of like as you pick him up, kind of curls up a little bit and is
Uh,
just
I will say,
absolutely out cold.
for the sleeping Quinn, Ollo does have the consistency of a teddy bear. Oh,
Quinn wouldn't move to hug that, but he's very much curled up now.
okay. Um, Ollo is just hold. Ollo is just hold. Um, and they carefully like look around. Um, huh. Now have a random boy in their arms, who probably does need self care. Um, but
You
Ollo is
can
going.
roll the medicine at advantage since up close now.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. 21.
Yes. This kid is suffering from a point of exhaustion
Ooh, that's not great. Um,
and dehydration,
ooh.
and who knows what else. This kid has not been self-caring.
Mhm. Um, I think they they very carefully like readjust him in their arms and sort of stand still for a moment, looking off in the distance, and then make a very soft but a little bit sharp turn, and starts walking off somewhere. Um, let's see, where do I want them to bring him? That is a good question for me to ask. Um, cause don't know anything about locations of where he's living currently. Um, sorry. This is terrible. Oh, right. Um, time limits.
You're doing good, beloved.
Alright.
We got through. We're already halfway through, so we're good.
Yeah, we got great time. Um, um, I think, do you want to roll another con to see how fast Quinn wakes up?
Absolutely. I really hope he does bad. Yeah, no, Quinn's he's a bit out of it, you see.
Mm-hmm. Uh, Quinn, you, uh, you start to sort of, come to, you're on something very soft. Um, it's very sort of like, a very plush texture. It's got, you can tell it's got weird embroidery on it, but, it's very nice to lay on. Uh,
Tanning kind of very sleepily blinking and like hands touching the texture. One of
uh,
those sensory details things.
mm-hmm. It's honestly a very
What?
nice texture. Texture is exquisite. Um, I think the second thing that you can probably clock is you can smell something kind of like soup. There is soup.
Quinn just yawns a bit as he blinks his eyes open and rubs at him. And he sits up and he's gotta make a perception.
Mm-hmm.
He fell asleep, the exhaustion's gone. Right? Wait, how long does it take? Does he need a full I think he might need a full night actually.
I mean, you could have slept a full night's. You rolled like a what? A one?
That was a nat one. He was out for at least a day.
Yeah.
Okay, let me roll perception. That's a 12. He's a little out of it.
Mm-hmm. A 12. I am going to give this because it's super fucking obvious. Um, Quinn, you wake up. You kind of scan the room. You seem to be in now that you're kind of focusing a bit more, you can hear some like clattering noises downstairs. You might be in the one of like the guest rooms of an inn. Currently, uh, you're on a bed. Um, uh, there's something very soft around you. There's a thing of soup. Um, there's a bird mask. Uh, there's some water. That's very good. And you're just kind of comfortable and cozy.
Yeah, Quinn sits up real fast.
You sit up very fast, and it's a little bit hard to maneuver. Um, you have a set of arms wrapped around you. Um, you were you realize now you were laying in someone's lap. Um, you know, uh, there's that penguin guy. Um, I point. Um, who is just kind of like holding you. They're kind of sitting in sort of a meditative position, but also they're still holding you.
Yeah, Quinn's gonna roll insight instantly.
What you looking for with this insight?
He wants to know if he can trust this person. He panicked a
Um,
little.
I mean, this person is pretty trustworthy. There's soup on the counter, which seems to be hot. They don't seem to be responsive right now. Noting that they didn't react to you at all shooting upwards. Uh,
Quinn relaxes some at that. And he's
there's
gonna.
there's water by your bed, and if you if you really wanted to, you could probably just kind of get out of their arms. It's a secure hold, but not a
Mm.
tight one.
Quinn is handing me this is kind of comfy. I don't know if I want to get out. Uh, he's not thinking that. he's not thinking out loud. He's not even thinking this himself to himself. He's thinking, okay, what can I trust? But very much where he doesn't realize it, and I, the player, realize what's going on, is Quinn does not want to leave because this is comfy and he likes comfort. Um, he's going to. I'm going to roll in another investigation on the soup and water because it makes him feel better.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 24.
It's just normal fucking soup and water. The water bottle is again unopened. The soup looks like it was taken out from a soup pot. It looks like it's some sort of like tomato base. Um, it's got a few like chunks of I'm gonna say like pork in it.
There,
Uh, some tactical veggies in there.
Quinn gets one sniff and his stomach growls a little, and he just very nervously reaches forward for the soup and kind of looks around and see if anybody else is it might be here for before slowly starting to eat.
Um, as you move the bowl of soup, you can notice like a key to the room right next to it, just
Yeah,
sitting
Quinn
down here.
grabs that instantly and pockets it.
Mm-hmm. Do you
I love how Quinn's treating this as like an escape room. It's really funny to me, actually. Quinn's little detective brain going burr at this. This is an escape room, right? This is a kidnapping, right?
It's
But
really
oh, food.
um
Quinn being treated with a piece of sea. This is an escape room. We joke about the trauma to get through the pain.
I can't laugh
I killed
anymore. This
Magic.
sucks.
I killed Magic.
Okay. I'm good. Okay. Everything's fine. Yeah, I'm chill. All right. I'm doing wiggles to stim. Um, the soup? Soup very
Beloved.
good. Soup's very good. A little on the salty side, but still very good.
Quinn is from Fort Sanon, where there is a lot of seafood. He's used to salt. He is eating that up.
It's very good. I am going to roll a con to see if Ollo ever wakes the fuck up. Um, what is my constitution? Bink. Oh, that's a 22. Like halfway through eating your soup, uh, would you like to roll a perception?
Absolutely.
Um,
Head in hands.
eh,
It's the soup. It's the soup. It's too good.
I think it's a very weird noise. That like you just barely notice at the edge of your vision. Not edge of your vision. Like it's it's just because like you're probably close enough to this bird mask person, that you hear it's like a very subtle clicking noise. Um, that's there for like a second and then gone. Um, and this bird person, um, uh, after a moment, kind of like looks down at you. And they appear to be awake now.
Quinn kind of stiffens and looks up, blinking. Just caught in eating the soup.
Good morning. I hope you are enjoying the soup. I do not know if
I.
it is still hot.
It's. It's. It doesn't matter. It's good. Wait. Good morning.
Is it morning? They kind of like look towards the window, and sort of sort of like sit there and process. I do not know the current
It.
time. You were asleep for a long while, though.
I was. Wait, I fell asleep. The case! And he sits up. Wait, he's already sitting up. He sits up even straighter and starts to put the soup down.
Wait, could you please eat the rest of the soup?
But I gotta get back to my case.
But you are not doing well.
I'm. Do you want me to do what we discussed?
Yes, do it.
I'm. I, Achoo! And there is a little sneeze. And he kind
Uh,
of rubs his nose. No, I'm fine. Sorry.
Sneezing is not indicative that you are fine.
It's fine.
I do not
Just
believe you are okay. Can you please eat the rest of the soup?
no, it's and there's another little sneeze.
This bird mask person stares for a moment, picks up the soup, and, like, holds it up to Quinn.
I'm fine. It's just
Please eat it.
um, there's a little look at you before he kind of reaches for it and
Ollo
starts
hands it
eating the
over.
soup and starts eating the soup again.
It's very good soup. Um, they do like a little slight wiggle. It's precisely 3. Um, uh, they go, "Thank you for eating the soup."
Thank you for making it.
There's
It's
a
very good.
there's another precise 3 wiggles. Um,
Beloved, I hold so gently.
um, you're welcome. I wanted to make sure you are all right.
I am.
You still are not.
Oh, this is fine. It's just a bit of sneezes and headache.
God, no, you're just making Ollo more concerned.
I hand you a detective in the AI server.
Oh, you have a headache? I should do an
I,
examination. They they sort of reach into their sort of coat, and they pull out one of those like thermometers, that like you put on someone's forehead and like do the swipe across their face. You know the ones. Um,
he's got a fever. He's got a temperature.
oh dear, you appear to be sick.
No, I told you I don't get sick.
I
Ugh.
have much evidence to the contrary.
Quinn, the embodiment of sick. This isn't sickness. What do you mean?
I'm very uh I do not believe I have any medicine on me. This is quite
You
unfortunate.
don't
I should get some.
you don't need medicine because I'm not I'm, I'm, I'm not sick.
God, I do believe you are sick.
I am not. I simply am
But I do believe you are sick.
not.
You are not very convincing.
I'm extremely convincing. I just don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. And he kind of rubs at his eyes again.
But I am worried about it. I'd rather you remain happy and healthy.
I will be quite happy when I am back on my case.
That does not
I
fix your
told
health
him I would
problems.
solve it. I told him I would solve it, and plus, if I gotta solve it soon so that I can tell Minami about it.
Minami? Is that a friend of yours?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know.
Would they be proud that you solved a case while sick like this?
They wouldn't. I'm not sick though.
You very much are. You are sneezing.
No,
You have
no,
a
no,
fever.
no, no, no,
You are
no, no, no,
detective, are
no.
you not?
I am a detective. Detective Quinn, greatest detective in the West.
Oh, we have not done introductions. Hello, I am Ollo, and I am here to help.
I, Hi, Ollo. You don't need to help me though.
But I wish to help you.
But I don't need help.
But you do. You are sick and require assistance.
Beloved, I'm holding so gently.
Ollo has a 5 intelligence. We can do this all day, Quinn.
I know. Quinn with his 18 intelligence, not using any of it. I'm fine. Really, really.
Are you quite
Just
sure? There is a lot of evidence pointing that you are sick.
I'm not sick.
And as you are a detective, I am finding it quite surprising you are ignoring evidence.
It's not evidence though. It is false evidence. All good detectives know that most cases have false evidence
Why is it false evidence? I do not believe I am lying.
because I know myself, and I know when I get sick.
Do you?
Yes.
God.
By the way, he is absolutely like half awake in your arms again. Very
Hmm.
much sleepy. He got food. He got warm food into him and water, and the exhaustion hit again.
Hmm. I think there's a sort of like a small like hesitant hand that goes and like pats the top of his head.
A little stiff underneath the hand, but he's too exhausted to argue.
Do you not like your hair being touched?
And it's fine. I just no need to pet. Me, who knows the angst behind every one of his reactions, banishing the angst to the corner.
I I cry.
Don't worry about it,
Um,
beloved.
I
Don't
worry
worry
about
about
it. I'm getting emotionally attached.
it.
I am unsure how I can convince you that you are sick, but you definitely are.
I'm, I'm, no, 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 I'm not. I'm just a little.
Should I bring you to a doctor?
No, 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 no. There's no need to spend. No, no, no. I'm good. This is fine. I've dealt with worse.
God, you don't even have to roll an insight. There's like a slight shuffle. You just made this person more concerned.
Me who knows Quinn Lord. Good.
It's me. It's me. Just because you've had worse before does not mean you can take care of it now, when you have the time and resources. I'd be more
I
than happy
have
to
the
assist you.
I have time and resources. The time is case and the resources is a few hours.
I do not believe that is. I believe you
Me
meant to
hearing it
say.
hit.
I believe you meant to say time is a few hours and resources is the case.
That's what I said.
That is not what you said.
That's exactly what I said.
That is not what you said.
That is what I said.
Um, no, I believe what you said is I can't do the exact voice, but uh it's a little scratchy, but there is an exact repeat of your voice that comes out of them saying exactly what you said. Um, there's there's a look.
He's looking back at you. Very. One second.
I wonder where that could have got that inspiration from, you know? I adjust my hat.
If it wasn't so late for me, we'd be talking about this later. And you're very lucky. Very lucky.
Okay.
Anyways. 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 There's very much a little for future listeners, by the way, for reference, Magic just did a little lore drop, I think, and I just could I, I
Not
I'm looking
exactly,
at
but go
them.
on.
Hmm. See, I'm actually not bearer of this curse. I'm bearer of many curses, but not this one. So I'm just narrowing my eyes right now. But it's fine. That's for later. I'm gonna figure.
There have been hints during this FPS. Uh, don't worry about it.
I'm looking at you. Anyways,
I don't know why Comet is yelling at me, but I.
Quinn very much kind of just blinks at you before rubbing his eyes. I'm fine. I just what happened to my case?
I do not believe you are in any condition to be solving your case.
I gotta solve it.
It will get
Where's my
solved.
case?
It will get solved in time, but right now you need to rest, or else your case will not be solved properly.
I can solve it properly like this. I've solved cases in worse conditions.
That is not indicative.
I've got this. And he's gonna try and push himself out of your arms very weakly.
um, they let him. They
And
let
he kind
him
of
go.
just flops down onto the ground. Because he
Uh,
expected more trouble getting away.
Ollo catches him. Very carefully stands him up properly, and then let's go.
I'm gonna roll con. He stands and continues to stand, but he's still pretty wobbly.
Ollo offers an arm.
He does not take it. He's a little stubborn right now. Um, he lets out another yaw. I'm see, I'm fine.
Could you try walking for me?
Roll a dex save. It's a nat one. He face plants.
I'm going to go catch him again. That's an 11. Um, you are literally like I nod. Um,
Mhm.
you are literally like you are probably like an inch or two from the ground. When you get picked up uh like a small child. um, it's just I do not think you can walk properly.
And unconsciously curling up a bit in the arms. Yes, I can.
I do not believe you can. You have just demonstrated that you cannot walk properly.
No, I, just let me try again. I've got this.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Ollo very carefully places him down on his feet.
Yeah, no, he stumbles again.
Uh, Ollo is very quick to snatch him up this time.
Maybe I'm a little, my head.
There's like they sort of like press the back of their glove against his head, and then sort of like uh carries him and sits back down on the bed. And uh looks for a moment. And then takes off their glove to reveal a smaller glove.
Love this so much.
This glove is a bit more like slender, where the other glove was kind of like big and plushy. Um, you can kind of like see the joints through it. Very odd. How these joints are laid out, or that could just be the lighting. Um, sort of they kind of like press a hand to their head. Um, would you like me to attempt to help with your headache?
I. There is a small defeated sigh. Yes.
Okay. Um, all right. I am going to do something I can do as Ollo, who is a monk. Um,
Mm-hmm.
with my specific subclass. Um, I'm going to. I know this won't do anything, but it's flavor. I say, waving some sparkles over my head. Um, I am going to use one of my key points to do Hand of Healing. Um, which is basically uh when I can spend one key point and roll my martial arts dice plus my wisdom modifier to give that health to someone.
Do it.
Um, and how this is gonna be flavored is this is a d6 plus 3. I think that's 4 HP, but I shrug. It's the lowest roll I can got. Why am I getting bullied today? Um,
You so gently, beloved.
um, you get a small little head massage that does clear up some of your headache. It's very gentle. It's very nice. Sometimes it's kind of cold, strangely enough. Uh, but it does feel nice.
Quinn
And
just relaxes and just melts under the touch. And there's a little sigh of relief.
yeah. Um, there's a uh, there's like a poke to the middle of the forehead when they are done, and they put the glove back on.
That, that helped with headache. Thank you.
Good.
I'll do something to thank you
You do not
after
have
I.
to. I do this because I want to. I do not expect
but
anything in return.
I gotta tell you thank you.
Oh, you are welcome. I am happy to help.
Thank you. I thank you. And he is just very exhausted now that you've gotten rid of the thing that was keeping him awake.
So sorry. Um, Ollo holds very soft. Before you sleep again, would you like more food in you? You should eat more.
And he kind of looks up before giving a small nod.
Um, I think Ollo reaches into their thing. Unfortunately, I do not have any more soup on me. And they pull out. Let's see, what do they pull out? What would they pull out? Um, I think they pull out. They pull out a peach. Um, it looks like it's like wrapped in some plastic wrap to keep it safe. But
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, it's a peach, and they hand you a peach.
Quinn just kind of holds it very gently in his hands and just very slowly starts to eat it. And he's just handing me very sleepily eating the peach.
Yeah.
I hand you. The boy realized that you were not a threat, and he got so exhausted and so beat up by the headache. He admitted that he needed a little bit of help, and then he didn't get in trouble for that, and so he's just kind of melted in your arms now.
Nice. Olive is slightly concerned, but also very, very glad.
I just hand you a Borbo. Don't
Thank you
worry
for
about
this
it.
Borbo. I'm going to cry now.
Don't worry about it.
I'm worried about it.
This is a fluff FPS. What kind of angst could be happening here?
Mhm. But there's Allo doesn't like exactly stare at Quinn because that can be considered rude to like stare at people while they're eating. Um, but they sit there. I think after a moment they kind of like do very gentle like sways side to side.
Talking.
Put him to sleep. Put him to sleep. Put him to sleep.
I'm rolling con at
Yeah.
disadvantage. Oh yeah, he's out. He falls asleep with the peach half eaten, and it kind of just falls in his arms because he's curled up at this point, absolutely. So there's just a little peach like half eaten in his arms as he's completely limp, passed out.
Mhm. Uh, Olive very carefully takes that peach and kind of like wraps it up, to make sure that this boy, uh, can get the peach later if he wants to, um, and very very carefully nestles it back in his arms, um, 'cause like that's his food. They can't eat it, and just
I love Ollo
sits.
so much. I need you to know that.
Thanks. I do my best. Um, and sits very, very still, um, to let him sleep.
Quinn is actually out cold.
Nice. Mm. God, I'm doing wiggles in the background. Don't worry about me.
Shakes, handshakes.
I just, although we'll just sit there still for hours on end. That
I
is
feel
just
like
what they do.
the next time Quinn wakes up, he's a lot better because that is 2 full rests. He actually got food into him. He got water.
Mhm.
His point of exhaustion is completely gone. He
Mhm.
kind of just next time just kind of sits up
Uh,
with a
the meh. Ollo seems to be asleep again, sitting very still.
There's 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
There's a very small yawn as he sits up and he kind of blinks. We give her a little stretch. And he realizes his headache isn't there, the sniffles aren't there. It's amazing what actually pausing and self caring can do for your health.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
There's a peach that kind of like tumbles into his lap.
he pauses before he actually does eat that. And he kind of looks around before um
The case file
looking.
is back, is on that nightstand now.
He just kind of looks at that before slowly crawling out of all his arms to stand up and brush himself off.
Alright, I'm going to roll a quick con. Just see if they wake up. Can you roll me a perception at advantage?
Okay. That's a nat 20.
Oh shit. Um,
That's a 23.
mhm. Alright.
That was a dirty 20 and a nat 20.
As
The
you
dice says you feel better, you can have lore.
as you sort of stand up out of their arms and kind of like jostle them a bit, you hear a sort of noise come from them. Um, and
Magic, excuse me?
a few more other sort of clicking noise, and you could swear you hear a beep. Um, and they kind of look over at you and go, "Oh, you are awake again. How are you feeling?"
Magic, we're not just gonna. Wait, hold up. Wait a minute. If I had a nickel for every time somebody did a big lore drop on me, right in the middle of an FPS or game, I'd have too many nickels. This cannot keep happening to me. 1 second. Give me a. Let me just sit up for a second. 1 second.
If Quinn wants to ask questions, you can.
Quinn wouldn't know because if I swear if I'm right.
I
Oh,
do a knife cat face at you.
okay, okay. Anyways, Quinn is very much noting that, but it's tunes. Tunes, there's crazy things, and we maybe Fort Sanon never had anything like that, but it's Inkwell, and Inkwell's full of things he never really thought of, like plot devices. Anyways, he kind of just very gently nudges them again to see if they'll wake up.
Uh, there's okay. There's a sort of a click. Um, much like the first one that you heard the first time you woke up. Um, and there's a oh, hello. You seem to be awake. Are you doing all right? How are you today?
I I'm I'm actually a lot better, thank you. I'm sorry if I was very out of it. Don't you remember what I remember? I think there was soup at one point, and he kind of rubs his head.
Oh, yes. You had soup, which is very good for you when you are sick.
I he raises a hand to argue before kind of just rubbing the back of his neck. I thank you.
You're welcome. I am glad you are better now.
There's a pause. He kind of rocks and heels. So, what do you need me to do?
I'm sorry?
As thank you to make up for all this.
Uh, they tilt their head at a 45-degree angle. Um, I do not need anything in return. I did this because I care.
1 second.
I wish for you to be happy and healthy.
The audience can hear us passing notes on a table right now. I'm getting. Quinn is kind of looking at you a little suspiciously, but kind of gives a small nod, and he walks over to the case file and picks it up and tucks it under his arm. Well, thank you. And if you ever need something, just let me know.
Of course. Do you need help with the case as well? I have a bit of free
No,
time.
no, I've got it. Thank you, though.
Are you sure you do not need assistance?
I'm, and he does actually give a genuine nod. I'm quite sure on this one. It. He kind of gives a nervous laughter. Now that I have some sleep in me, I can already see a couple of the clues going together.
Oh, wonderful. I am very glad you are doing better now.
There is a small smile. Thanks, Seth.
I am just wiggling. Um,
I would go back at you.
and they kind of get up, off the bed finally, um, and they still stand at like 6'8".
Quinn, still only 5'11", looking up.
God. I'm just. All those giving me emotions. Where did this come from? Uh, just. I typically tend to wander quite a bit, but I do hope I meet you again.
There's I bet you a little bit of a small smile from Quinn. Well, you know how the plot is. Uh, Maybe we'll run into each other again.
Of course. Please be sh- be sure to self care next time.
I, I self care.
I still do not believe you. I am sorry.
There's a snort.
God. God. Uh, I think uh, I think Ollo sort of does a small bow, and it's just, oh, before before we part ways, would you like a hug? And they kind of like hold out their arms.
Quit. You can't break my boy right before I leave. Hold up. Quinn just kind of blinks in confusion.
They stand perfectly still.
I mean, if you want to.
I am asking if you want a hug.
There's a little small shrug.
They're still holding their arms open.
Quinn is not moving.
Ollo is not moving.
Qu- he's not gonna move first, beloved. I'm telling you right now.
Ollo's not gonna move first.
Did they just not hug?
I really want them to hug, but also this is like, fuck. I face plant. Give in. Uh,
Quinn standing there so awkwardly, and even though Aldo says he doesn't want it, Quinn is thinking he does, so he just kind of nervously steps forward and gives a very awkward and stiff hug.
um, the hug Ollo gives back is a very, very nice embrace. It is soft. It is like you are hugging a teddy bear. Um, it's very soft,
Melts.
very plush. And like the bird mask kind of like lays on top of your head. Uh,
Quinn absolutely melts some.
yeah. And it's a very similar hug of like how they were holding you earlier, because like you know you could definitely get out of this hug if you wanted to at any moment.
He's not gonna do that. He's not gonna upset Hollow by leaving the hug.
Uh, Ollo Ollo gives you hug. It's a very good hug. And I do we want to end it here? End it here on this hug?
Yeah, we can end it. We'll say that afterwards they probably part ways and Quinn says goodbye.
Hmm.
Probably gives some basic like if you ever need to find me, look for a murder or something like that. Um and then but no, I think actual FPS wise we should end it on the hug.
Yeah. Hug
We
time.
did it. We had a decent sized FPS and it was soft, it was fluff, it was wonderful.
Yeah. I give you hug.
All right.
This
I
was
hug you
this
back.
was great. I love doing this with you. This is very fun. Thank you.
Thank you now to all our current listeners. Um Thank you to our future listeners. And I hope you have a good time zone.
Goodbye,
Bye.
everybody.